Welcome to Old Folks Racing PS4. Welcome to Laguna Seca for round 10 of the winter season of 2021. This week we are running the Ford Mustang GT4. What a beautiful American machine in an American circuit. Point standings. Kev Allen continues to dominate this championship, but after this round, some people are going to have to start to drop points, and that could make a big change in the leaderboard. Simon Allen is the pole position man, and look at this. Excellent start by Darren Head in the first row with Scott Davely in third place, and Dale Taylor amazingly goes up to fourth as they now go into third one with Simon Allen losing that lead. And and Simon Allen gets a hit at the back by Dale Taylor, and here comes Scott Davely as well. And Diogo Silva is up to third. Diogo Silva is up to third. That was not Scott Davely, that was Diogo Silva. They have similar liveries here. The 91 car today. Diogo Silva up to third already from a relatively poor qualifying position of fifth. We are still in the first lap here at Laguna Seca, and Darren Head is already consolidating his lead, followed by Simon Allen, Diogo Silva, Scott Davely, Dale Taylor, that qualified excellently here at Laguna Seca, keeping that fifth place, followed by Alonso Afonso and Diogo Almeida, the two Portuguese drivers in sixth and seventh. And look at the battle here. Look at this. Simon Allen has made a mistake there, and here comes Diogo Silva now on the inside for the corkscrew. That was a little bit ambitious to do that on the first lap, as this trio of drivers have managed to open a gap, a slight gap already, to fourth place man Scott Davely. Dale Taylor continues to be in fifth place. At the back we haven't quite seen any dramas, and turn one was actually quite civilized this time around, apart from a slight bump into Simon Allen. I think it was Dale Taylor or Scott Davely. I couldn't quite figure out who that was. I believe it was Dale Taylor that was trying to make a look at this. Now Simon Allen has hit Darren Head in the back. Simon Allen has hit Darren Head in the back. Oh, and now coming back at Diogo Silva, almost colliding with the two other front men. I think that was just a breaking point issue there with Simon Allen. Now these two are running side by side, and Simon has the line, but he's got the line into the sand. He's got the line into the sand, and Diogo Silva goes into second place. Here comes Scott Davely now into third place, and Simon Allen drops to fourth. Simon Allen, disastrous lap here on the second lap, because he has hit Darren Head from behind in turn one. I think that was a matter of a different braking point, but then he's lost a position also to Diogo Silva by running wide in turn, I believe it's turn 3 technically, if you count turn 1 and 2 as, the double apex corner as two different corners. Alonso Afonso is also eyeing Simon Allen's position, so Simon Allen moving backwards in this race already, and we are still on the second lap. This actually has benefited Darren Head, who was basically leading the race between Simon Allen and Diogo Silva right behind, and now he's got almost a second over Diogo Silva, with Scott Davely now third, and we follow Kev Allen, that has again qualified not very well here. He still continues to lead the championship, but he has not finished on the podium in the last three races. Those were the two races at Saquito, where he had a 7th and an 11th place, and also the second race in Imola, where he finished in 5th. So not great performances from Kev Allen just recently, but of course he's still taking advantage of a very, very strong form earlier in the season, as now Simon Allen is really putting pressure on Scott Davely, and they come together slightly, almost there. A bit of drama, there was a bit of contact, but they both live to fight another day. But Simon Allen clearly wants to get back into third place as quickly as possible, and Scott is doing a great job there defending it. Now here comes the corkscrew, and will they and they did make contact, and Simon Allen is off in the wrong direction at the corkscrew. Here comes now Kev Allen, and Scott Davely has lost time as well. Scott Davely has lost time. because he's shown to be in 5th place. I think that Simon Allen got the worst out of it because he basically turned right at the corkscrew where he should have turned left, but Scott Davis was also affected. Now here comes Kev Allen on the inside in the last corner. Nicely done, but nicely defended as well. And they make contact, and I think Kev Allen is going to go into 5th place. Where did Simon Allen end up? He ended up in 10th place, so he will have to make a recovery race during the last 2/3 of this race. We are on lap 4 and someone has run wide there. That's Kev Allen running wide in turn 1 and almost losing a position again to Scott Davis. That has dropped to 6th. But look at this, Dale Taylor, a rookie in Old Folks Racing PS4, is in 4th place as it stands. Alonso Afonso is up to 3rd with the Diogo Silva now only 4/10 of a second away from the lead, and the Diogo Almeida is making a move there on Scott Davis. Scott has some problem with his tires. His grip is really not coming, and he loses another position to Diogo Almeida that goes up to 6th place. Great battles here in the midfield as always. And of course we have battles throughout the field in Old Folks Racing, and especially with these GT4 cars here at Laguna Seca. We do have quite a lot of excitement, and here are the two leaders. Diogo Silva, who qualified in 5th place, now up to 2nd, and really putting pressure on the leader Darren Head, that has led the race since the beginning. He has led every single lap, and there are already 4 of them now. This is the end of the 4th lap, and here are the two leaders that well, are in the best position as it stands to win this race, because Alonso Afonso, who is now up to 3rd, is 5 seconds behind these two. Dale Taylor is a 2nd behind Alonso Afonso, and then there is a titanic battle there between Kev Allen, Diogo Almeida, Scott Davley. Everyone is pretty much changing positions all the time. Chris Russell in 8th place, Stuart Brand in 9th, and Simon Allen continues to be stacked in 10th place. We have 15 drivers here. Actually, we had 16 in qualifying, but Jumbo unfortunately disconnected during qualifying, so he's going to be credited with the did not start, unfortunately. Otherwise, it would be the first race ever that we have a full lobby here in Old Folks Racing PS4, and of course this racing is becoming ever more popular. Here comes now Kev Allen on Dale Taylor. Dale also running the 91 car. Lots of people running the 91 car. Look at this, Dale has run wide, and I think that's going to be a penalty unless he slows down. This is a very unforgiving race director again here at Laguna Seca. I think Dale Taylor is going to be penalized for this, because he clearly was with the 4 wheels outside of the track. Look at this, Kev Allen almost going through him there in this left-hander in the final section of this circuit, but Dale Taylor trying to hang on to that 4th place. Kev Allen, of course, has other ideas. He wants to be back on the podium. He's running wide as well there, but I think he kept at least a couple of wheels inside the track, so he might just survive the penalty. Chris Russell is in an unusual 8th place. We normally see him a little bit higher up in the leaderboard, not fully at ease with this combo, and now actually is being overtaken by Scott Davley. Yes, Scott is up to 7th. Stuart Brand is behind him in 9th. Scott is now trying to put some pressure on Diogo Almeida. That's the battle for 6th place just ahead of us as we follow Chris Russell, the Twixter, on board. And you may have noticed that the light is disappearing, and Scott Davley has made a mistake there into turn 3, and Twixter Chris Russell goes through, and Scott has spun now. Scott has spun there in turn 4, and that's going to be disastrous for Scott, who has qualified so well in this race. He was in the podium position at some point, and now he's just moving backwards because of errors, and that is a shame to observe. Scott Davley is down to 10th now. Simon Allen, who was battling with Scott just a few laps ago, is up to 9th. As I was saying, you may have noticed that the light is disappearing, and that's because we are running a 12 rep race starting at 5 p.m. local time, but with accelerated time 10 times actually, so it's going to be not night, but certainly dusk, and the sunset is upon us very, very soon, and that's going to give another dimension to this race. Of course, the track temperature is going to go down, and that means tire grip will also change, and so I wonder how is that going to affect the different battles that we see on the track as it stands, not the least the battle for the lead, that these two drivers continue to be separated just by half a second. Diogo Silva in second place and Darren Head in the lead. He's been leading this race since the beginning. Can he get his second victory of the season? He has won the opening round at the Red Bull Ring, but since then he has not even managed to finish second. He's got a few third places, a few podiums from time to time, but he wants certainly another victory. This is Todd Antonio now being overtaken by Chris Winstanley. That's the battle for 13th place with Barry Evans in 15th and last. Frankie is in 12th, and Liefern Trout doing a good job there in 11th. Scott Davely continues to be in 10th as Diogo Silva now tries to get even closer to Darren Head, if that's possible. That's just a couple of tenths of a second. And look at this, Darren has made a bit of a slide there in the last corner, and can Diogo now make a move now at the end of lap 7, beginning of lap 8? They are approaching turn 1, and I think Diogo is going to go for a move, or is he leaving his moves for later on in the race? Now he could do an over under here and go on the inside, but Darren Head has had an excellent line and an excellent speed in there, and they continue to be nose to tail with Alonso Afonso. 5 seconds, you can still see him in the picture, that green car that Alonso Afonso normally chooses, as they are now fully with their headlights on to see the track. And look at this, Diogo now coming beautifully out of turn 4, and maybe he could make a move here, but not quite. I think these two are almost at the same pace, so it's quite difficult to outbrake a car that has a similar pace here in Laguna Seca. Maybe he was going to try something in the corkscrew, but he's actually made a mistake there. Not the ideal line through that corner for Diogo Silva, and he's lost a few car lengths as Todd Antonio is now... Ooh, look at this, Chris Winstanley has actually spun in the last corner, and Todd Antonio is up to 13th place. The American driver with an American car in an American track is up to 13th place. The best American driver continues to be Scott Davely, that is in 10th. Not a great day for American drivers. Look at this, Diogo Almeida has clearly made a shortcut there through the corkscrew. He was trying to get closer to Dale Taylor, but that's probably not going to be very helpful, because he might pick up a penalty there unless he slows down, which I think he was trying to do, but not quite so. I'm not certain who is going to have penalties. Look at this, Dale Taylor has spun in the last corner. Dale Taylor has spun in the last corner and has lost an excellent 5th place, as Diogo Almeida now is up to 6th. And look at this, Dale Taylor is just falling down the leaderboard, falling down to 9th to 10th. What has happened to Dale Taylor? He maybe does not have a reset button, which is so needed when you are stuck in these situations. He's just made a mistake in the last corner. Very easy to make a mistake there, as the wheel spin will just make you turn continuously towards the wall. And Dale Taylor, what a nice race he was having, and unfortunately he has dropped all the way down to 10th. That has put Diogo Almeida in 5th place, and Chris Russell is already up to 6th. He's slowly but surely going to the 4th place that he's used to, almost like magnetic attraction. Chris Russell, and 4th places, he has had so many of them this season. It's unbelievable. 6 times he's finished in 4th place, including 4 consecutive 4th places, as Simon Allen is now up to 7th, and Diogo Silva continues to try the same move on Darren Head. Look at this, this is the end of lap 9, beginning of lap 10. Can he make a move now? He did not make a move in the previous lap, but maybe this time around he's going to try to make a more aggressive move. Not quite, because also Darren is braking later than Diogo. Look at this, now Diogo is coming back at him, but didn't quite work there. Darren had protected his line. He has led every single lap, and now they are already in lap 10. 2 laps to go at the end of this one, but there is still a lot to be decided here for the lead and for many other positions. Darren Head makes a small incursion to the sand there, but I think he maybe, just maybe, has got this race under control as Simon Allen is now working on Chris Russell. Chris is up to 6th, but of course he's got the very quick Simon Allen just behind him. Simon, of course, having been delayed by that incident with Scott Davely in the corkscrew, and I think Simon is just braking later than most other drivers, and that's what's causing all these incidents. He has bumped Darren Head in the back on lap 2, and he's now after that incident with Scott Davely, he has now overtaken on the outside of Chris Russell. That was a very nice move indeed by Simon Allen. Has he just lost it there? Certainly he has run wide, and I think all the 4 wheels were off the track, so that's going to attract the attention of the unforgiving race director, as Dale Taylor is now in 10th place behind Stuart Brand, who continues to be in 9th. I wonder if Simon Allen is going to get potentially a time penalty for that off-track incursion, assuming that Scott Davely has a problem. Scott Davely has a problem there at the corkscrew again. A problem for Scott, who is in 8th place, and look at this, Stuart Brand is all over him. This is a very, very lively battle there for 8th place, as Stuart all of a sudden sees the opportunity to gain another position, and Dale Taylor is also making a bit of a recovery race after that spin in the last corner, and that was very much a shame because he was in such a good position to score his first ever top 5 in this race. And look at this, now Diogo Silva is in again nose to tail with Darren Head, and they both run with a bit of a shortcut. And then look at this now, the corkscrew. Can he make a move? Diogo Silva, Darren Head is protecting his line, and I think Diogo is not going to do it. Not enough space there surely to make a move, but now he's running out of time as they are about to enter the last lap of this race, and Darren Head is going to lead yet another lap. Can he hold it for one more lap as these two now battle for the lead? And there's going to be an opportunity to do a move in turn 1 again as they now go through the last corner. Can Diogo Silva be ever closer? Yes, he can, and Darren Head has made a bit of a slide, so now it's all or nothing for Diogo Silva. What is he going to do in turn 1? Will they try to get the lead? I think he's going to try it because it's now the last lap, and Diogo is going to go for the inside. Yes, he is going for the inside. Darren Head protects, and they take contact between the two. Contact between Darren Head and Diogo Silva. Incredible racing, but they both survive to fight during the rest of this last lap, and Diogo is really running out of time and running out of overtaking spots. He's really a little bit faster than Darren, but cannot convert that speed into a clean overtake, and Darren Head continues. He's got a few more corners to go as they are in the last lap. Now the next opportunity is going to be potentially at the corkscrew, unless one of them makes a mistake. There's a driver there to be lapped. I don't think they are going to reach him, but that could also be a factor. Look at this now on the road up to the corkscrew, and Diogo Silva is going to make a move. No, he's too far behind now. He's too far behind, and now he only has one final chance, and that's in the final corner of this race. Look at this. He's really made a good exit from the corkscrew, and could he make a move here? Darren Head is making, look at this, Darren Head is now almost contact there, and Darren just keeps the inside line. He's trying to protect, and now through the last corner, and Diogo Silva is going to go on the outside, and can he make a move now on the inside? I think that's what he's trying to do. Yes, he's going to do it. He spins. Diogo Silva spins, reset button very quickly, and Darren Head has won it. Darren Head has won race 1, round 10 here at Laguna Seca. Diogo Silva gave it all he could, but that wasn't enough. Alonso Afonso, another podium in 3rd place. Cavallan continues to be out of the podium. It's his 4th consecutive race with no podium. Would you believe it? And something has happened to Diogo Almeida. Something has happened to Diogo Almeida. He has lost 5th place on the last lap, as 5th is Chris Russell, 6th is Simon Allen, 7th is going to be Scott Davely, that has resisted all the attempts by Stuart Brand, that finishes in 8th place. But what has happened to Diogo Almeida? He was in the top 5 position, and he's going to lose another position, or is he? Because Dale Taylor is coming. Dale is going to finish 10th with Diogo Almeida in 9th place. Frankie is going to finish in 11th. Livon Trout in 12th. Chris Winstanley in 13th. Barry Evans has actually managed to overtake Todd and Tony. Todd has lost time. We didn't quite see what happened there, but Todd was in 13th place for the longest time, but then dropping in the last few laps to 15th. This has been a great race, a great combo, and Darren had a very, very well-deserved victory, his second victory of the season, and an important factor in the battle for third place in this championship. We cannot wait for race 2. Stay with us for more action here from Laguna Seca. Thank you very much.